So, for the last 6 years, I've had a problem with working 9 to 5s. And the reason why I've had a problem working 9 to 5s and keeping a job was more so of my attitude. The attitude that I developed when I got a taste of freedom. What do I mean by that? When I got the opportunity to be free and really to live the lifestyle that I feel like I desired, it was hard for me. It was hard for me after experiencing that for me to go back to a 9 to 5. And I was presented with this opportunity by my OG. I have to give credit and thanks to him because if it wasn't for him, I feel like I wouldn't have done those things. Now, I always had a desire to travel, I think. I think I had some type of desire to travel. But if it wasn't for him, I would not have had the opportunity to do it like I wanted to do it, because he presented me with an opportunity to be my own boss, call my own shots, make my own money. And once I got a taste of that, it was hard to go back. Now, once I got a taste of it, when I really got good at it, right? Because in the beginning, when you start whatever type of hustle, whatever type of grind, whatever type of business, whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna take some time to learn, to get your rhythm and learn how to do it efficiently. But once I got to a point where I was very efficient in being profitable, and I was able to not only have enough money to pay for my apartment, to pay for my bills, transportation. I bought my cars, and I didn't go out and ball out, but let's say I would buy. I was like, I'm the type of person, I didn't get flashy, right? So I went out and when I sought a car, I sought something reliable. So my last car that no, not my last one, but the car I owned before I traveled to Vietnam, that car was a a Nissan Versa, and I bought it from an auction. Uh, a former friend, he had a connect, he had a hookup. I said, hey, he let me know about it. He was the one that told me about it, and I said, okay. So I went with him to the auction. Now, I when you go to, and this is a big auction, like it had all type of cars, foreign cars, all type of cars. But I was like, no, I want to be reasonable. I want something reliable, something that's good on gas, because I'm and I could just pay. I got me a Nissan Versa, and it ran good. It ran good. It was good on gas, but that was the type of person I was when I was my own boss, right? So, like I said, when I got efficient to where I was able to pay for it, like pay my rent, have my vehicles, take care of all my responsibilities, I had the money to travel when I wanted to travel. Or if I planned to go somewhere, I would plan it and I would go. For for about 5 to 6 years straight, I went on this trip. It's a group trip. Happens every year to Kemet, known as Egypt, because I enjoyed it so much. I enjoy it. It's a great. It never got old. It never gets old because just linking up with other brothers and sisters that you think of of a like mind. And even though I've seen all these sites before and seen the museums and all these things before and the pyramid multiple times, but just the whole experience, it never got old. So I knew every year I want to go. And they sent out the brochure to the email. I want to be there. And I was there because I ran my business to such a way that I can do these things. It was never a problem. It was never an issue. And I remember those 6 years, that wasn't my only trip during the year. I took multiple trips, some international trips. And so when I got a taste of this, I was like, it was freedom. It was true freedom to be able to travel when you want to travel, to travel for however long you want to travel, to go wherever you want to go, and when you travel, to travel how you want to travel. When you stand in these countries, I got a chance to experience that. And it was periods during my, maybe one or two, through my time as a business owner, I said, let me try going back to a job. And I just remember when I would try to go back to a regular job, it was hard. Like, I would be there and because most times you don't start off in a superior role like a supervisor or manager. Most times, like, you'll start and you will have a supervisor or a manager, somebody that has a higher position than you that you pretty much have to answer to. And I remember the few times that I tried to go back, and the first instance when this supervisor or this manager would say something like, oh, you need to do this, or try to micromanage me or direct me, I'd be like, you know what? F this stuff. That was my first thought. Like, before I got a taste of this freedom, I was like, okay, I gotta do this. I don't want to lose this job. I gotta do this, right? But when I got a taste of that freedom and I knew, hey, I can go back and just do what I've been doing, and I'm probably making more. What the hell am I doing? So I would just, hey man, I quit. Now, that business was affected during COVID, and the industry changed and things dried up. The industry became saturated, and so it wasn't profitable anymore, especially with the shutdowns. It just messed up everything. A lot of small businesses were messed up, but mine was hit hard. So, but now that I'm back and I have to be, because I have responsibilities, it's difficult for me, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult because it's like, man, it was a time that I had true freedom for me what true freedom means. Everybody have their own ideal on what true freedom is, but when I got to touch freedom, for me, it was hard to go back to a life of really slavery, because it literally is slavery. I'm an economic slave. I'm an economic slave right now. I'm doing something that I really don't have a desire to do. Like, it's not, I know what I want to do. I have a feeling of what I want to do, and if I could do it and it make money for me, I'd drop this right now today. But it's not that right now. So now I'm an economic slave because I have to do what I have to do because I got people that depend on me. Right? So I try to use them as my motivation. But I'm not gonna lie, it's times where I'm like, man, I'm just like, damn, man. It's times that I get like that, you know what I'm saying? And I have to, slap myself out of this, like, hold on, man. You gotta be this slave. You got people that depend on you. You can't just move reckless no more. And not that I ever move reckless. That's the thing that people may not. I never move reckless, right? I always, when I make moves, I try to think them over and I try to calculate my moves, right? But like it's never been a time where I just, prior to that 6 years where I got to taste freedom, I just up and left from a job, right? But yeah, once I touched that freedom, it's so hard for me to go to this life of economic slavery, and we all are probably economic slaves, because the majority of us are doing things that we don't want to do, but we have to do it because we got bills to pay, because we got mouths to feed, and if you're honest with yourself, you'll be honest about that. A lot of people don't be honest about them. A lot of people don't be honest about it, right? They'll pretend, and they'll trick themselves to thinking, oh, I like this. Come on, man. If you asked any of these individuals, just asked if they're willing to be honest, if they're willing to be truthful, you ask any of these individuals if God or whatever you believe in, your higher power came to you with one wish, he'll grant as far as like what you want to do in life or how you want the rest of your life to be. But more specifically, what you want to do in life. If God came to you and said, I'll give you this one time that you can tell me what you want to do, and you will be doing it right now. I guarantee you that is watching this, that 99.9999% of you would not say, I want to do what I'm doing now. Because that is a small percentage of people that are actually doing what they truly want to do. And they say that when you're doing what you truly want to do, it doesn't feel like work. It never feels like work because you truly have a passion for this.